Hey guys, so today is going to be a bit of an informational video, I guess. I just have recently been watching a lot of videos by an artist on YouTube named Holly Brown, and on her channel, Holly talks a lot about drawing from life as opposed to drawing from references that you would find on the computer. And my point in making this video is basically I wanted to put what she was saying to the test and compare how different it is to draw from life than it is to draw from a reference that you find on the internet somewhere. And before I get any further into this video, I just want to make a disclaimer that I am not an art student. I don't go to school for art, and I am not trying to knock people who use a lot of internet references. I'm just taking something that I learned and putting it to the test and seeing what I could find out. This is basically just an experiment for me. So you can take or leave anything I say here. You can take whatever I say with a grain of salt, whatever, but this video is intended to be informational and not in any way insulting or demeaning to people who draw from life more than they use reference, or use online reference more than they draw from life, or whatever. But anyways, moving on and getting to the video, the first drawing that I did was of an actual mirror that I have in my room, in my dorm room. It was sitting on my desk right in front of me, and so I was able to draw from that. And the thing about drawing from life for me is that I have a tendency to want to make the object that I'm drawing look realistic, but at the same time have a stylistic aspect to it. So there will often be times where I fight with myself, during the drawing process, trying to make it look realistic, but at the same time trying to make it look, like a stylistic piece, because I'm trying to develop my own style of art. And that can be kind of difficult for me because, like I just said, I'm still in the process of developing my art style, and it's not fully there yet, but I'm working on it. So I kind of have to make a general decision about whether or not I want it, to be really realistic and have all those intricate details, or if I want it to be, more stylistic and work towards developing my own style. And so yeah, that's the first drawing. The second drawing I did was of another mirror, similar to the one that I have in my room, but it's one that mounts on the wall, like it's attached to the wall, and it has like a pulley system, so you can like push it back against the wall or bring it out towards you. And I decided to go with this one instead of one similar to the one that I have because I thought the one that I found was just more interesting looking, and so it just caught my eye when I first saw it. And second, I kind of wanted to test myself and see if I could draw this different looking mirror with kind of different components and still make it look, in this case, proportional, because, and I'm actually starting to draw it now, and you can see that I kind of get stuck on the very first part, because the metal piece that attaches to the wall is actually very, it looks like an oval, but the way I'm drawing it tends to come out more rectangular, and that was kind of starting to frustrate me, so I just said fuck it and left it the way it was and just moved on to, I moved on with the drawing. And as I continued with the drawing, it got a little bit easier to make things proportional to one another. But at the same time, I still had a lot of issues with, making one thing too small so that it didn't fit properly when I drew the next part of the mirror. And I think this has to do in part with the image not only being very flat. A picture, pictures are more or less 2D images that attempt to represent and show 3D spaces, and so sometimes that depth can be lost in the picture, and so I actually kind of found it very hard to determine what size something needed to be. Like the bar that I'm drawing now, I think I went back and redrew that maybe 2 or 3 times, because I couldn't get the size and width of it right, with respect to the, I guess, pulleys that they were attached to. I don't know like actual terms for any of the parts. I'm just going off of guessing, but so yeah, now that I've done this comparison, I've kind of come to realize that in a way, drawing from reference, if you haven't practiced it very much, which I haven't and I need to practice more, that if you haven't done it and you don't know how to translate the image from the picture on your computer to your sketchbook, that it can be very difficult to, determine how big or how small something needs to be. And that's kind of the issue that I was having. So, yeah. I guess in the end, what I'm trying to say is that drawing from life and drawing from reference are equally as important to developing your art style, because at the end of the day, you're still drawing, you're still doing something to improve your drawing skills. But drawing from life is easier in the sense that you have a physical object that you can hold and touch. Well, maybe you can't touch it, but you can, it's there in front of you, and it's 3D, and you just have a better view of what it looks like in reality because you're looking right at it. But at the same time, if you only draw from life, there's only a certain amount of things that you're going to be able to draw, because drawing from life means that you draw the things that are around you, and while it's good for a little while if you only draw from life, at some point you're going to run out of things to draw, or you're going to fall into a rut of more or less drawing the same thing over and over and over again. And so that's where drawing from life kind of falls short. But where drawing from reference that you find on the internet kind of picks up the pieces. You can just type in a couple of, key terms into Google, and you'll be given about 1.5 million you know, pictures and references and just different things to draw. And that's so great because you can literally draw anything, even if you don't know what you want to draw when you first start. But drawing from reference also means that you don't have that kind of 3D, like, physical view of the object that you're drawing. You kind of have to gauge and translate between the picture and the drawing, but ultimately it's still going to help you improve. Both methods are going to help you improve, and I think what Holly's getting at when she says that people need to draw from life more is that you need to have a healthy combination of both. You can't just draw from life all the time, but you can't also just draw from reference all the time. You should draw from both, because together they'll both help you improve as an artist. And I think doing this exercise was really helpful for me in understanding how important each, I guess, technique is. So I'll definitely be implementing both of these more in the future when I draw. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I come out with new videos every single week. And as always, I will see you all next time. Bye!